No mai, haere mai. Welcome to Metro News on Kokako. I'm Hannah Feck. 2 climbers have died after falling near the summit of Aoraki Mount Cook last night. 4 people were trying to summit the mountain around midnight when 2 climbers connected together fell. Their bodies were located this morning and an operation to reach them is underway. The massive industrial blaze in Waiuku that was emitting toxic smoke has been put out. Firefighters were battling the blaze since 11 o'clock last night. It's now safe for residents in the area to open windows and go outside. Investigators are assessing the cause of the blaze. The Silver Ferns will face Jamaica in a pool game at next year's Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. The groups are based on world rankings, with New Zealand ranked 2nd and Jamaica 3rd. The Ferns will open the tournament on July 25th.
Thanks, Hannah. This afternoon on Metro News.
So slow.
The order he was?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't sound slow.
Oh,
One of Aotearoa's most endangered birds is getting a robotic friend.
Thank you.
Special Olympic swimmers are gearing up for national games in newly opened Parekiore.
And is veganism still growing, or was the movement all just a phase?
Tēnā koutou, tēnei ahi no mai, haere mai. Welcome to Metro News. Ko Aston Palmer, tēnei.
Ko Hesteluki tēnei. If the South Island kokako is still alive, it may soon be getting a robotic friend. For the last 2 weeks, the first prototype of an animatronic kokako has been perched in an undisclosed location, with the hope that it may be the thing that draws the bird in. Marcus Allen has more.
Look once and you'll think you've seen the South Island kokako. Look twice and you'll notice it's a full-scale, full-singing animatronic. And for the last 2 weeks it's been in a secret location in the North Canterbury bush, seeing if it can withstand the conditions.
So the idea was that the bird would sit on a branch and move a little bit like a real bird and also sing, of course. And then the cameras would hopefully pick up some response.
5 UC students began the project several years ago, and Professor Bones took over after they finished. The aim's to lure the bird in, if there's still one alive.
6 servo motors in this bird to make it move realistically, and the students have done an excellent job of integrating those in such a way that the bird moves quite jerkily.
This morning marked the end of the test run, with Professor Bones now assessing what went wrong. From there, Bones and his team will push for a dozen more to be made, but that could cost tens of thousands of dollars. The South Island Kokako Trust commissioned the project. Manager Inga Perkins says it's very exciting to get to this point.
This is a tool that we've wanted to bring into our toolbox for years and years and years.
Doc labelled the bird extinct in 2008, but it was reclassified as data deficient 5 years later. In 2007, a $10,000 reward was issued by the South Island Kokako Trust. This map shows how widespread reports have been.
So we've got $10,000 contribution reward just sitting there ready for that perfect report. There's some hurdles to get through, but we would love to be able to say, yes, that's what we've been working for all these years.
There's been 8 unconfirmed sightings reported to the Trust in the past few months. These range from probable to inconclusive. The most promising, however, was recorded on the Old Ghost Road in late July, where a man said he heard the exact same call as one posted online. Perkins says details like these are important.
Ideally, if they get a moment to grab a phone, get a camera, whatever, get the recorder on, and the recorder of the movement, the recorder of the song, that helps us enormously.
All things that might reunite optimistic kokako enthusiasts with their beloved bird. Marcus Allen, Metro News.
For years, volunteers and conservationists have worked tirelessly to fight against negative impacts of predators in nature reserves. Pest-Free Banks Peninsula announced Akaroa is officially possum-free. Reporter Alexandra Bogdanova joined them.
The Pest-Free Banks Peninsula initiative works closely with locals to fight back against rabbits, feral cats, stoats and hedgehogs. What makes them different from other locations is the long shingle split called Kaitoreti that separates Lake Ellesmere and the Pacific Ocean.
It's out the gate from a biodiversity perspective. There's nearly 200 bird species that use Te Waihora throughout the year. There's endemic plants and insects, animals that only live on Kaitoreti.
Boots on the ground is the best way to describe what they do in the region, constantly looking at new ways to adapt at fighting Aotearoa's most persistent issue.
We've got a couple different things going on here. First is this metal box, which is it's a motor lure, one of those automatic lures, and that works with like a mayonnaise tube that has a battery-powered motor on the end of it. When that's plugged onto here, once a day that spins and pumps out, I think, a milliliter of mayonnaise. The other part of our traps is this, we call it a node. This one's set up to sense a magnet, which is on the end of this wee bracket here. When the magnet leaves the door, it sends us a message to say that the trap is triggered. So I log into the Celium network every morning on my laptop and see how many traps have gone off and send the team members to go either release the animal that's been caught if it's a non-target, or if it is a target species, then getting rid of it. We want to make it as easy as possible for them to kill themselves.
These efforts are not in vain. As of July 2025, Akaroa is officially declared possum-free, and the initiative doesn't have plans of stopping the mahi now.
You know, we're up for those challenges. The community is absolutely supportive from what we're doing, which is fantastic. We wouldn't be able to do this without the community support. From now, it's really just how do we scale up. I often reflect back and go, what do we know now that we didn't learn when we started? And I know with that in mind that we can scale this up if the resources are there and the community is supportive, and then we're going to see that biodiversity just go.
Alexandra Bogdanova, Metro News.
It's an exciting time for Special Olympics athletes with the National Summer Games right around the corner. Next month, Christchurch's Parakiore Recreation Centre will facilitate around 1,400 athletes from across the country. Adriana Tobin reports.
Diving their way to success. Athletes are gearing up for the Special Olympics National Summer Games in Ōtautahi, Christchurch. The Games are held every 4 years and will run next month from the 10th to 14th. Kylie Ashby and Jessica Peters started swimming in the Special Olympics out of love for the sport.
Have you always liked swimming?
Yes.
What's your favourite part?
Backstroke.
Oh, why?
And freestyle. Because I'm going to the nationals.
For Jessica, swimming is a refuge.
She's been swimming since 2011 after the earthquake, and she left school. She needed something to focus on, and she couldn't even swim then. She was only doing kickboards, so she learnt to swim. She had a Di Hunter, taught her how to swim, her first coach, and it was fantastic, and we've never looked back.
The duo train every Wednesday at the Selwyn Aquatic Centre, along with other Special Olympic swimmers, including Bella Lammers. Bella's been with the Special Olympics for 12 years. She travelled to Berlin for the 2023 World Summer Games, returning with a bronze medal to show for it. Taking on nationals, she's got the experience and the attitude.
Never give up in your dreams.
Mum Susie Lammers shares her enthusiasm.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it because I get to watch some pretty spectacular feats from different athletes.
These athletes have collectively spent hours training in preparation for the upcoming Summer Games in December. They will be joining other athletes across New Zealand in Christchurch's new Parakiore Sports and Recreation Centre, marking the first major event in the facility. The Flame of Hope, a symbol of courage, was lit under the Bridge of Remembrance in Christchurch. It's making its way down the country to Invercargill before returning to Christchurch. A beacon of light to open the Games.
We're joined now by Adriana, who is at the Parakiore Centre. Hi Adriana, where in the country is the Flame of Hope at the moment?
Kia ora Hester. The Flame of Hope is currently making its way down the South Island. Last weekend it was in the Tasman region, and this weekend it will be in Dunedin and Invercargill. These athletes also take part in the law enforcement torch run at each stop down the country. This involves carrying the flame from each police station through the town.
How many athletes can we expect to converge in Christchurch?
Special Olympics New Zealand says just over 1,300 athletes from across the motu will compete in the 10 different sports. This includes athletics, basketball, equestrian, and of course swimming. But it's not just athletes. Family, friends, coaches and supporters will all gather in Christchurch for these national games. These games are the first major event for the new Parakiore Stadium. But basketball and swimming events have already been confirmed for next year. And with 9 indoor courts, studios and a gym, this event will be a key one for Christchurch. Thanks, Adriana.
Friends and family of the 3 children found dead after the Sanson House fire are attending their funeral today. The memorial began at 11 a.m. The Crossroads Church in Palmerston North was packed, with everyone wearing bright colours as requested by the family. A powerful karanga opened the memorial as those closest to the children carried in coffins, each decorated with colourful stickers and notes from loved ones. The funeral officiant spoke on behalf of their mother. She shared her favourite memories, August's speed, Hugo's strength and Goldie's happiness. A Give a Little page supporting her has raised nearly $400,000.
Veganism has been growing in cultural relevance over the years, with the meat alternative industry booming overseas. Yet in Christchurch, plant-based eateries are closing, with Gigi's Bistro in the centre city shutting its doors after just 7 months. Is the vegan bubble bursting? Ruben Smith asked a vegan food truck if they think so.
Sustainable and plant-based eating is all the rage for the Saucy Kiwis, a food truck based in Christchurch. They call themselves a conscious eatery, to encourage people to come and try their food with an open mind and to distance themselves from vegan stereotypes.
Or just anywhere internationally, there's a lot more vegan options and a lot more vegan restaurants, and we kind of took that idea and moved back to Christchurch.
In 2015, Colmar Brunton reported that 5% of New Zealanders identified as vegan. By 2019, that number was 15%. Although places renowned in the vegan community around Christchurch are beginning to close.
I think it's plateaued a bit. So I've been vegan for over 10 years. I've been involved in the Christchurch Vegan Society for over 9 years. And I've seen a rise in popularity or interest in it or in vegan businesses. I think it's sort of plateaued.
The Saucy Kiwis agree, saying they've been seeing some mainstays close their doors.
We're not increasing, because there's been a couple of vegan spots that have closed in Christchurch, which is kind of a shame, or at least changed.
Data from the Good Food Institute shows a rise in global plant-based meat and seafood retail sales, rising from 2.2 billion in 2015 to 6.1 billion in 2024. Yet it's slowed down recently, only rising by 3 million over 3 years. Despite this, the Saucy Kiwis are showing no signs of slowing down, announcing that there'll be a food truck working in Te Kaha Stadium next year.
It's just funny to think that an idea a few years ago of starting a vegan food truck, people wonder if it's going to be successful or not, and then to have a brand new stadium and then being there with a vegan food truck is just kind of funny.
Paul Ferguson is optimistic.
And we're keen to keep it alive, keep that community going and growing.
Veganism in Christchurch may be changing shape, but the appetite for conscious eating isn't going away, especially when it keeps tasting as good as the real thing.
I loaded that. It's delicious.
Ruben Smith, Metro News.
Moody in Whakataranga coming up on Metro News.
The year-round work from one man fuels a Christmas wonderland.
And the cookie trader takes Otatahi by storm.
Koe e haere ki wahi ke. Stay with us. Oke mai anoa. Welcome back. Christmas rolls around once a year, but for Carl Yates, it's a year-round project for him with his Christmas lights exhibition. Aston Palmer has the details.
The Shands Road Christmas Extravaganza experience has been a passion for Carl Yates for the past 2 decades. It's a winter wonderland with a fresh take. There's Santa's Village with a steampunk sleigh, as well as a miniature theme park and impressive window displays. There are thousands of people who walk through these gates each year, with no plan on slowing down anytime soon.
A lot smaller, just like the average house where they get carried away and put up a lot of Christmas lights. We were like that, and I got bored with it.
Carl spends all year setting it up.
Used to keep a track years ago, and then people would ask that question, we could say, yeah, look, there's 500, 300,000 lights in it. But as I would take stuff down and build stuff new and keep on adding, we just totally lost track.
At night, the place lights up and lights flicker in time to music, and the attractions move and look spectacular.
There's always changes. I'd get bored if I was just having the same thing happen all the time.
He says he loves seeing all the smiles of the visitors who come from all around the country to see his work. Metro News revoiced some Facebook comments.
This is amazing. Good work.
Need to take the kids here this year.
Looks fantastic. Well done. So much time setting it up.
Carl's late wife Maureen, who passed away in 2020, was a big influence on the Christmas experience and still is. She suffered from motor neuron disease, which is a cause that Carl supports strongly.
My wife, Chuck, who originally is what caused us to come into creation, she actually lived for 8 years after her diagnosis, which was absolutely amazing.
Carl donates money and even motorised wheelchairs to those with motor neuron disease. But he says he has a lot of work left to do before the park opens to the public. The show starts on the 29th of November and runs all through December. Aston Palmer, Metro News.
The Commerce Commission is taking legal action against the gas corporation Mobil. This morning, the Commission filed a proceeding with the High Court, accusing Mobil New Zealand head of office for not being transparent about petrol wholesale prices. Commissioner Brian Chappell says this would mean independent petrol stations aren't able to question the rates that Mobil is charging them, allowing the higher UPS to increase prices with minimal pushback. Tucked away behind Ballantyne's in a tight pink store, the smell of cookies ushers Ōtautahi in. The Cookie Trader has exploded in popularity, despite opening less than 4 months ago. Amy Stanton went to give the cookies a taste.
Jaffa, salted caramel pretzel and Cookie Monster are just some of the cookies available at Ōtautahi's newest cookie shop. The Cookie Trader has taken the city by storm. Owners Emma Faith and Taylor Hamilton are overwhelmed with gratitude for all the support.
All of a sudden now we have a shop selling 3,000 cookies a day. It was a really, really wholesome, overwhelming feeling. It was just like a real pinch me moment, you know.
But it's not till you see lines of people actually queuing up for your store that you realise, okay, we have actually done something right. The hard work has actually been worth it.
For Emma, this store is only a small part of her journey.
I was addicted to alcohol for 17 years. I think one of my biggest achievements is the fact that I can now look back and say that an industry that almost destroyed me, in a way, saved me.
The Cookie Trader is not the only store they've opened here in Ōtautahi, Christchurch. The well-known Picton Toasty store, Toasty Lords, has now come to the city centre.
And with the community backing them, it doesn't seem like things are slowing down soon.
It took 38 days of opening Cookie Trader before we had no one waiting for us to open.
We have a very, very loyal, dedicated community around both Toasty Lords and Cookie Trader now.
Whether it's the sweet staff or the sweet treats, the Cookie Trader isn't going anywhere, except the public stomachs. Amy Stanton, Metro News.
Thank you for joining us on Metro News this afternoon. Ko Aston Palmer tēnei.
Ko Hester Lukey tēnei.
Mā te wā.